Moving on to the next speaker, she is Miss Yulia Aslamova. So Yulia has created a name for herself in the startup circles for her keen sense of designing creative brand identities and boosting brand visibility, especially for the SaaS companies. She's a co-founder of an advisory board for tech startups, and today she's going to enlighten us with her 5 tips to apply in data-driven product marketing. So Yulia, a warm welcome to you, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you. And where is the slide changer? Because it doesn't look like, is it the slide changer? Well, what's a fancy one? So, how I can go back? Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm slightly nervous, which is absolutely normal. So I will look at Ritika since I know her. It's easy to say. I would like to know before a little bit about you as an audience before I will start, because so far as I understood listening other fantastic speakers, you are pretty advanced. How many of yours are product managers? Okay. How many of yours product owners? All right, so, and how many of yours product marketers? Okay, high five to you. Because I'm your stage, but and then at the same time, I'm wearing multiple hats in my current organization, which calls DRIM. It's called DRIM, Direct Response Influencer Marketing Platform, which brings completely different experience in influencer marketing to India. So my presentation firstly addressed for you to think out of the box and the questions which I ask myself and the tools which I use before I make any decisions. And it was completely correctly said that you can, dive data so much and you can convince anyone on your point. It's absolutely possible. But what I believe working as product analyst, it's better to hire someone who is very kind of independent, who does not rely on your opinion, and see what data will set to you. So let me try to move it fast, because I have 15 minutes, I believe. Okay, less. So this is my experience. I live in India for the last 8 years in Bangalore, and I led before different multiple international companies for being product owner, product manager, salesperson, and everyone wearing the same hat just when you open the new market. That's currently what I do. As well, we formed our startup studio, and especially specialized in Western Europe, when we bring the startups here to India, understanding the different markets. So that's kind of quick about me. And there are 5 points which I will share during this presentation. So first point is my favorite, since my previous company that I brought to India was SEMrush. It's a digital marketing suite, which kind of universe, you can spy everything. And that's something that I learned, and before I spoke to any startup or any product manager or product owner who is even more responsible, I like to see what's happening in the industry. What exactly I do? I see the traffic, the journey user. I see, let me move to the points of tools, maybe it will give you. I use like free tools, there is no harm, like Google Keyword Planner. I usually try to, if it's possible, to analyze in terms of user behavior, setting up some plugins, and using some kind of great techniques. There's also nothing wrong, because I'm a startup person, and when you fight the battle with the enterprise, you can use anything what is possible. So my favorite tools that I use, we're speaking right now about product-driven marketing, how to get the customers right. So it's a SEMrush, obviously the company that I used to work, and it has like audience analytics, audience overlap. It has like a market research tool when completely telling you about how market growth, how landscape change. So it has SimilarWeb, one of the leaders that tell you exactly about everything on ranking, who is female or male, where do they land, where do they stay longer. So from these all inputs, you shall understand what do they do and never copy. Something which already been created is not worth to copy, but try to think, what can I do better than that? Okay, they are ranking for some seed keyword. Why I will not say what is the long tail keywords? Why I will not say what questions user ask about similar products? How I can get there? How I can get ranked here? How I get ranked on the SRP features? 0 ranking. Or what is a top mention? Oh wow, they got top mention from the blogger. How I will make this blogger my brand ambassador, speaking in front about my product honestly with all challenges that we have. So that's kind of tools which I use, and Google Keyword Planner always starts with free when you start up. Don't spend money immediately. Just start thinking what is actually could be done around your product and what marketing strategies you can apply. So the point number 2, it's actually who are my own users. Know your audience very well. And that's where you actually need to separate yourself when you make a data-driven decision, because you're not a user of your product many times. You're not the target audience. So for why, and there's a question which actually I get up and always think, like, because my main responsibility in the company to bring revenue and grow MRR. That's something which I'm absolutely focused. So I always ask myself at least 5 whys. Why user have come to me? Why user left me? Why user adopted X feature but did not adopt other features? And these all questions I'm going and addressing to the people like you, product owners. I'm asking why. So when you see at your product, try to think not about like your baby. Try to think about outside. Questioning just very neutrally why. Why it's happening. So here again, the free studio, like Google obviously is everything to understand about yourself. Google Optimize is not that largely discovered yet in India, like when I speak with the marketers. Then other tools that you can just set up as a plugins on your own website and see the user funnel, the user journey on different landing page. You can do different A/B testing, what really works, colors, and etc. And understand on that perspective, who is your user? Maybe your user write pink color. There is nothing wrong. If you don't like pink color, but user clicks, there is absolutely nothing wrong. So you can use like Hubspot, I really love, because they have a pretty detailed funnel and not like it's obvious. When you go to the page, on the crazy egg, it will be that the first it's heated and many visitors, and longer you go, that many people leave. It's obvious. But you want to know on which stage they're living on different pages, and especially when the product large, where there are multiple features, which feature you shall highlight to ensure the revenue will grow. Always connected with the revenue, which kind of features, the user journey you shall highlight together to ensure that it will grow. And use different products which is available right now, like Freshworks, it's Indian fantastic product that recently been on stock exchange in the US, right? So just learn the products of other people as well. Don't be lazy. I know that sometimes it's really need to rack your brain to understand the products, but many of them has fantastic features. That point 3, when you know your visitor does not unfortunately become your customer, as we all wish to be. So next question which you need to address to yourself, who is your customer? And again, why? Why your customer? Why he dropped? Why he stopped paying? And the only what I'm checking here, actually the slide is wrong, sorry, didn't check. So the only question, and the only question that marketer and product owner shall speak and discuss together is your churn rate. What is your churn rate? Which months it's dropping drastically? And again, the famous question, why? Why it's happening in this stage? Do you need to align support team? Do you need to speak with the customer through push notifications? Do you need to provide some special offer? And as we marketers all like new user acquisition, we offer sometimes fantastic deals for the new user, right? But why we never think about our real customers who are already paying us money, who see such kind of offer somewhere in the market and they will feel offended? Analyze your churn rate. Identify where the frustration level is on the top and treat them as a new user acquisition. Convince your management and tell them, see guys, if you will give them the same offer as a new user acquisition, they will remain with us for X months, X days, hopefully X years. So whatever is your churn rate, right? So think about these questions as well. So here, when our speaker said that people don't like to answer questions, surveys, and etc. It's obvious, I never do. When someone is asking me, just maximum we can click yes or no, that's all. That's all that's happening because life is here, right? I'm not here to make someone's product great. I have my own life to live. So how to motivate? There are obviously tricks and hacks like iPhone, Apple Watch, I don't know, whatever. But there are also other things that when customer really sees the value. And how you get to know the value, go to the point 2. In which kind of features, where is the journey going on, where you add in the value. And in the moment when you add value, you can ask for the feedback. Don't do opposite. Don't try to get feedback when you add 0 value. Nobody will come to you and nobody will answer, even only if you will offer iPhone for everyone, which is not obviously possible. Then I use also Hubspot when you start, even your startup, when you need to implement many features and very, very quick. It's a free feature, the chat, just to chat. I personally implement features of HubSpot being non-engineer, even critically. I'm not engineer. Maximum I can do widget copy paste and that's what I understand. Just drop copy paste and I will sit for 24 hours, almost consistently to just speak with my visitors. Just on my own, being a kind of head of the company who's responsible for the revenue, and ask stupid questions, crack silly jokes, act as a human. That person on the other side will know that I'm a human sitting, that I'm not just, customer support who pretend to be robot. There's no point. Try to add emotional touch. As we say that there's demographics, geographics, and they're here psychographics, right? That we need to be, and human is human. That's what pandemic taught us. However SaaS is scalable, however SaaS is fantastic model, human is human. If you will even educate your support team to be human, that also increase your response rate and it actually help you to understand what is really happening and without any iPhones, Apple Watch, and other kind of giveaways. And the point number 4, when it's always fight between product managers and marketers, but marketers says that we can't promote a horrible product. There's no point. Product shall speak first, right? I can't do it. The product is just failing. It's not my fault. It's kind of common, right? And the product owners are saying, why did we hire you then? You need to take the market to the product to the market, and you need to ensure the acquisition happens. It's your job. So who is speaking first, product-led marketing or brand marketing? My answer being responsible for money in the company. Brand awareness shall come first. Product will never be perfect. Accept it. But you need to add value. You need to have your product market fit that been done before you make a large decision on going into product awareness, PR, and etc. You shall know these crucial parameters, but after it, push your marketers and tell that brand awareness, product shall speak first. Based on your feedback, you prove me that my product is horrible. I will shape it better. You prove me that there is no pain which I'm addressing right now. I will shift to the other pain that you will tell me where it's coming. And how to get it kind of cheap, in terms of you don't want to spend much money, and how to get it quick. So you can do it through influencers, small, tiny, minor influencers. That's what my company does. Micro influencers and nano influencers is much more better and trusty than macro influencers. You can speak through brand advocates, and brand advocates does not need to have followers at all. That could be students that are going to each and every meetup and speak with 1,000 people. Give them nice t-shirt, nice cap, socks, I don't know. And they will be happy to speak on behalf of your product and educate them. And they will wear shorts and socks that very long with some kind of funny stuff. Just be creative on that point and just add people value. The value here comes not through the socks, coming through the education. I was just joking. Educate people. More you investing into the person, into your brand advocate. More you kind of invest, spend $100 on target, promote your brand advocate. $100 is nothing, right? But your brand advocate, being on target, being on your face on some image, will be extremely delighted to start speaking and kind of doing the all story for you. Then conferences, obviously, see, as a marketer, by heart, I noticed my company 3 times and explained you already the value of what we do. Because that's how it works, right? You go to the conferences, you speak, you present, you kind of organically promoting. I don't think that any of you thought that I'm very pushy right now, right? So, and obviously press releases, backlinks is something which is literally support our organic search and others. Press releases, there's such a huge competition right now through the wire distribution. You can harm them through the price. I'm very sorry if anyone presents to this industry, but the market is overheated. Just negotiate. India is so great in negotiation. Negotiate, get a bulk kind of stuff, and promote what you want to address through press releases. It's hard to get media. Agencies charge a lot, and they do the right thing because it's difficult. But when you through press release, you can address any message you want. I can put press release and say, DRIM is one of the fastest growing direct influencer marketing platform in India, and nobody will challenge me, and Hindustan Times will publish it. The cost of 18 or 16,000 rupees, I don't remember exactly. So, and point number 2, that's exactly what I addressed to you, that focus on your churn rate. That was my last. That's only where product managers, product owners, and marketers shall not fight. That's some data that could not be challenged, that could not be misused, that could not be a kind of, I can't say that emotionally, I feel that he left my product 2 months ago because he was upset with me. I can't say that. I have the whole data. That's where you can really communicate with people like me, and there will be no fine. And for the last, obviously, I love Tableau. It's pretty expensive, but it's fantastic in terms of analyzing internal data. Obviously here as a partner, I have to mention it, SAP, they all paid for this venue. And the first, it shall be Excel and spreadsheets. Because when you start up Tableau and SAP, sometimes not very affordable, but nobody will stop you to use Excel and spreadsheets and etc. And the main point which I want to deliver here is something which I believe. When you start with a startup, I did it twice. When you work with a startup, no one knows you. If I will stand here and I will be representing Google, believe me, once I will leave the stage, people will stand around me and ask some question thinking that I'm different. But I'm the same. I'm carrying the same value. I have the same knowledge. Nothing changed. But just my company is not known because we just started 6 months ago here. It's absolutely known, no. So till the time you start up, you carry your brand forward. When you grow, for example, as SEMrush grew, the SEMrush brand was carrying my own name as an employer. And what is helping you to reach here? Always test. Don't get emotional. Your product, your company is not your baby. I have a small baby, believe me. Sometimes she's absolutely any data not driven to her at all. No point. But product, data-driven, test, measure what you test, maintain, manage spreadsheets, it's free of cost, understand the user churn, understand behavior, understand the pipeline well, and again, test again. And my last key takeaway, which I strongly believe, and why I said to you that if I will be Google, people will be standing here, when you are a startup founder, when you are key kind of first early employee, you shall fail, and you shall be shameless. Failing over and over again. And the only things that you need to carry with you, fail fast. Otherwise, a large giants in the market, they will just kill you because they can't fail quickly. They fail through the long way. And you have a benefit to fail quickly, learn, adopt, and move forward. And stop fighting with the marketers, they're good people.
Thank you, Yulia. That was indeed a very animated presentation. So I think the audience was very much involved in that. So yes, the forum is open for questions from the audience.
This? Mike. So when there's no questions, usually it means it's a sign of horrible presentation. Thank you so much.
Hello, Kaushik here. So you mentioned about the Google example. So, I mean, like, you're of course not part of Google. So how would you say get people excited to come to you? So once you move out of the desk.
I try to add value. I try not to tell some nonsense. I try to be practical as much as I can. I try to connect with the audience. Look to, like, okay, 4 rows, at least 30% of the people already had eye contact with me. So I hope that when I will come down there yet in the tea break, people will remember and speak to me. I use all psychological driven approach here because I use my own experience. I'm really helpful person. I'm very good in connecting because people are very easy to remember me in India. That's also the advantage. And I connect everyone. When it's 1 minute job, no problem. So I think, thank you so much for asking a question. It was very helpful to me.
Yeah, hi. So I'm here. So I have a question. So data laws are getting stricter and people care about their data. So I don't like to be monitored. Me as a user, I don't want myself being monitored, my behavior in an app being monitored. And similarly, there are apps that help me. Like for instance, Brave browser does not track anything, right? So with this knowledge, and especially Apple as well, they've rolled out new updates because of which Facebook is not able to monetize. I mean, their ad revenues have dipped because of this. So with this knowledge, like, where is data-driven marketing headed? Because things are getting more difficult in terms of tracking the users.
You're a very smart user, first of all. And I don't know in which percentage you're falling. And when you speak the Apple Protect, but you know what is the cost per data that they earn Apple? That's literally, I just read and recently, I think can send you the article. $300 is the cost per annual that Apple earns through the data of their own users. So they monetize and there's a big fight between two giants. Facebook wants data, Apple wants data, everyone want to monetize, and they don't want to share that revenue. That's pretty simple. When you said that some browser, which I don't know, how many of yours using Google Chrome? The answer is here.
Yeah,
So I'm happy to sell my data until the data supports me. I'm very shameless. If I'm receiving a better target ads, a better product based on my user behavior, I have no problem. And I have no kind of data to hide. That if someone is tracking me, I'm okay with that. You're a very unique case in general.
It was a nice question, gentlemen. Yes, mic to the lady. Yeah. Ma'am, what's your name first?
Yeah, hi, my name is Shreya, and Yulia, that was a very, very nice presentation. And I congratulate you for being a woman leader in the industry. So my question here is, you have been very engaging with the audience, and I'm sure the audience did really like your presentation as well. So what as an individual, what would you like to carry from as a product marketer to your personal branding aspect? I'm sure there are some similarities. So what are those common areas that one could utilize from a product marketing aspect and then implement it on a personal branding? Because when you're starting as a startup or an entrepreneur, you are your brand. So what are those takeaways that you would like to share with us?
Sure. Thank you so much for appreciation. I'm actually saying, when I say that I'm nervous, it's the truth.
Please
And
don't
that's-
be. You have been doing an awesome job.
Thank you so much. So being a data-driven person in general, so how it's implements in mind. Firstly, I'm a huge fan of agile application in every aspect of my kind of life. If someone will say me, where are you gonna be in 10 years? I will say I have no clue. But where I gonna be in the next 6 months? What salary I will earn? Where do I stay? Who's my husband? Then how many kids I gonna have, and etc., which all important in the life. What kind of real estate I gonna purchase and not gonna purchase? I will apply it. But after 10 years, I will not give you the answer. Because if anyone will tell me 15 years ago that I will stay in India, I would not believe that. Absolutely no. So the agile structure, which is very, very much applicable, like the Scrum model, right, in building product, I'm applying it in my daily life. Then other than that, I also believe that every site has its own data. That's why I love the question which was addressed, that you always can turn the data. And I'm always happy to hear other side and to understand what is the data. So that's usually much appreciated by men, because men are more logically driven. It's just a psychological thing. That's appreciated by my husband, because I'm become more logical. Neither just being, like, I'm super emotional person. Just controlling my emotions, understanding there are some logical part as well here exist. And the other thing which I also understand, that there are few factors sometimes, and it's applicable in product marketing. When we spoke about God's feeling, it exists. And in the life, sometimes you can have tons of data behind your back saying you not to do that. But your gut feeling is saying to you, please do that. There, it's very important to see the risk assignment, and after it, to make your call. That's why today, making such call, I landed in India. I had a tons of data which was saying to me, don't come to India. But I had a gut feeling that was saying to me that it's the right place for me to go and try my career, try to boost my career. And at the end of the day, I'm very happy that this gut feeling with a risk assignment has worked for me well. So thank you so much.
So I hope the question from product marketing to personal branding was answered. So yes, Yulia talked about how her gut feel convinced her to come to India. Yes, we are the 5th or 6th largest economy today, going great guns. Self-reliance in Hindi, Atmanirbhar, is a very critical word, and it